Hey there, this is Clay, and today I'm going to be answering a question about how to really deal with boundaries between you and your ex. A lot of people going through breakups, especially a lot of people who want to get back together with their ex, they have a really hard time maintaining healthy boundaries with that person. Their ex might call out of the blue and say something like, I really miss you. I wish we could hang out. And they'll just like drop everything they're doing right then and there and be like, yes, I'm coming over to your place right now. I'm going to be there immediately. I'm going to bring your favorite movie and blah, blah, blah. And that is not very attractive because you're really kind of putting your own life on the back burner so that you can be there for your ex. And, that might seem romantic, but it's really not attractive because it's like, oh wow, does this person really have nothing else going on in their life that they just want to like have their life revolve around me? I think we've talked about this before, but a great relationship should be like the icing on the cake of a great, delicious life. And you want your life to be this rich and full cake that is able to stand independent of the icing on top of it, of the relationship on top of it. That's what makes an attractive person. That's what makes a person that someone wants to be in a relationship with. It's when they're able to stand on their own 2 feet. Of course, there's obviously more than that, but that is like the ticket that gets you in the door, and you don't want to throw that ticket away by just putting everything on the back burner so that you can be at this one person's beck and call. And, oftentimes when someone figures out that they've been kind of living on one extreme, they realize that, oh, well, I should go to the other extreme. They don't realize that there's this whole like spectrum in between. They just think it's like black or white. Either you're the nice guy or you're the jerk or something like that. But it's really not that black and white. There's so much more to it. Kind of in the dating world, a common example is when a guy realizes he's been acting like a nice guy his whole life and letting women walk all over him. He kind of goes to the opposite extreme and becomes, the jerk. He basically is acting like a dick. He's like, oh yeah, man, I don't care what any woman's gonna say. They can go screw off, fuck them. I'm a man, damn it. And that's not attractive either. I mean, it's just kind of being a dick in the opposite direction. It's still being a dick, right? You don't want to do that. And whether or not you're a man or a woman, this kind of duality still exists as well. You don't want to necessarily posture up to your ex if they're like getting all wishy-washy about meeting up with you or something and say something like, well, you know what, man, if you can't decide if you want to meet up with me or not, then, fuck you. I don't want to be in a relationship with you ever. You don't want to do that because that's like really overreacting, and it's going to be just as repelling to them as kind of dropping everything at their beck and call to be with them. So, what you need to do is not really worry so much about how they're going to see you. You don't really want to worry so much about how they're going to see you, and you just want to live your life the way that you really want to live it in your heart. And if you made plans previously, then you should keep those plans. And you can be like, hey, I'm sorry I made plans tonight, but I would love to see you. Are you free next Tuesday? Something like that would work just fine. It doesn't come across, it's not like you're going to miss your your one single golden opportunity to see your ex in person or anything like that. If they really have feelings for you, and if they really like you, then they'll be willing to reschedule. That's totally reasonable. It's unreasonable to be like, you know what, you have to see me tonight, otherwise I will never give you another chance to say, I mean, come on, you don't want to be in a relationship with someone who's like that kind of myopic, do you? So anyway, what the big takeaway here is don't worry so much about the continuum, both ends of the continuum, the kind of collapsing, kind of nice guy side of it, where you're at your ex's beck and call, and also the posturing, kind of tough guy side of it, where you're just sort of like puffed up and pretending to be super badass. Those are all both ways of managing anxiety. One is to just kind of like bow down, the other one's to like punch someone in the face, right? And neither one of them is terribly effective at living life. So what you need to do is realize that if collapsing under anxiety doesn't work, and if posturing under anxiety doesn't work, you're just playing a bankrupt game, and you don't want to really try and manage your anxiety at all. Just decide what you want, go after it, and let the cards fall how they do. So again, I hope this helped you out, and I hope this gave you some advice on how you can have better boundaries with your ex. If you'd like to learn more about how we can help you get back together with the person that you love, head on over to relationshipinnergame.com and sign up there. Thanks.